Good morning and welcome to the stream. My name is Serge, Pilot Club 6. And this morning I wanted to do a special stream here to talk about flight planning and to show you my workflow as I plan my flights. So the structure of the stream is going to be a little bit different as I'm going to be showing you how I do my flight planning and how to take all the factors into consideration when you're doing your flight planning. We're going to use this TPC Charters Airline flight from New York to Dayton, Ohio. It's not a super long flight, about an hour and a half. And what I'm not going to show is how I do the selection of the flight itself through on-air platform. I did that prior to the stream, and I'm going to focus on really talking about the actual flight planning and choosing the routes, choosing the altitude, looking at the weather, all those types of things. So we'll kind of simulate in a way when you get a dispatch for a flight as a captain, the steps to go through. So let's go ahead and get started. So we are at gate Alpha 5, I believe, here in New York, and we're going to Dayton, Ohio. What I'll do is I'll throw the iPad here on the screen so you guys can see. So we got JFK and Dayton, Ohio entered in the flight plan here, and we do have our initial cruise altitude, and by initial I mean that we'll be taking a look at that, so that may change a little bit, but we need to find our route, and we need to find our cruise level. We need to find, get our fuel figures and all those types of things. So we'll go through that. We're going to be using SimBrief this morning as well. So let me show you. Well, first of all, here's the on-air. So we do have a flight selected, as you can see, from JFK to Dayton, Ohio. We have 90 passengers here, and we have 3,835 pounds of cargo. It is selected here. We've not calculated our fuel or anything else, so we'll leave that as is, and we will go to SimBrief. So here's our SimBrief. We'll put our information in. So it's KJFK and then KDAY. All right, we'll select our aircraft, which for today is A320 Neo. Okay, now we have a special profile created for it like this. Okay, and so this is the route. Oh, I guess let me get rid of the iPad. Sorry. So we've put in JFK-KDAY. We selected the airframe here. So that gives us our route here. Now, we scroll down here. It's based on these routes here. So it gave us this route. No departure out of JFK, but then Danny 3 arrival into Dayton. So that's the first route. I believe it's from is it from FlightAware? Actually, it's from AutoRouter or router. Okay. So one quick thing to note: you do need Navigraph nav data subscription, even if you don't use the charts, which you should. You at least should have the nav data subscription, and it's cheap. I don't know, it's $25 a year just for data, so that way you can load that data in the sim and then have the AirX cycle be current with what's going to be used on VATSIM. This is really relevant if you're flying online on VATSIM or any other online ATC network. Anyways, so this is the route it gave us, right? We don't have any other information as far as altitude. Yeah, so we'll put 90 passengers here, and we'll put 38, 35, 38, 35 as our cargo here. Okay, so we got that dialed in. Okay, good. So now we look at this route here, and what I do is I leverage that against real-world ATC filed routes. Now, SimBrief has that capability here, and these are the routes that are suggested. But if we go back to ForeFlight, and again, you don't have to use it, there are other methods of finding this out. When we click on routes, these are the routes that it gives us, right? So as you can tell, that's the first route that's in the preferred box. It's the same way, it's the same route as what we had in SimBrief. Now we can look at these routes and look at the distances. These are preferred. Okay, and that was cleared about a month ago. I mean, Dayton, Ohio, that airport is not very popular, so you're not going to have daily flights there. But there's also this second one. Oh, sorry, this second one right here. And it's very similar, but it has a SID. It has a standard instrument departure, and that's actually better for us to have a standard instrument departure coming out of New York. So these are preferred. Let's look at, yeah, our ATC cleared as no route coming out of there with a departure. So what I normally do is I select, if there is a departure in the routing that I can select, that's what I select. It's just a little bit better. Now you could go with this first one here. There's nothing wrong with that, and ATC would, you know, vector you to your first fix. But I'm gonna choose this second one here with D's 5 departure, and we're still coming in on Daniel 3 or Danny 3. All right, so we're gonna select this route. Now it's gonna ask us here what runway for D's 5, and for that we will go to KJFK real world ATIS. Let's refresh it. Departing runway 4 left, it tells you right here. Okay, so oops, sorry, you guys couldn't see that, I suppose. 1 second. So here's the FAA digital ATIS real world. So for JFK, departing runway 4 left. Okay, so we'll go back to here and we'll select 4 left for that. Okay, so we put that in there. So we have our departure there, as you can tell, departing 4 left, and then it's left turn to D's. So we got that in the flight plan. All right, and then of course coming into Danny 3, let's zoom in on that. And that is what we have there now. For Dayton, Ohio, what I do is there is no digital ATIS. And because of that, we're just going to select the best runway to land. So looking at the weather now, and again, multiple ways of getting the METAR and figuring out what runway to land. I use ForeFlight, so it's very simple here. You can tell that's the best runway is 6 left, so we'll select that right there. And what's going to happen is, you can see from Danny, from the last fix here, we'll have to vector ourselves in on the downwind, probably left traffic for 6 left. Now, what we can do here, we can look at procedures here into Dayton, and you can tell they're really just 2. And that one is really for arrivals from the south, so that's not going to work there. Again, you can use any sort of tool for charts, Navigraph, ChartFox, whatever you're going to use to figure this out. And ForeFlight, of course, makes it much easier. So, all right, let's take a look at our route now. So that's our lateral navigation. We figured that out, right? So now we'll look at our vertical navigation. So we are going west, so we should be at odd numbered altitude. So 38,000 seems to be the good one. So we can stick with that. Now, another tool that I use here in ForeFlight is to check the winds at different flight levels. And as you can tell here, if we're looking at winds, I mean, we're pretty much encountering some slight, headwinds on the way. And let's say we're at 380, but we look at 360, and it's significant less headwind. We would pick that flight level. Here in this example, this is live weather, of course, it doesn't matter. It's very similar winds at pretty much all of the levels. It's not going to make that much difference. So we'll just stick with flight level 380. All right. So we got that figured out. So now we can put that information in. So we go back to SimBrief. So we know our altitude is going to be 38,000 feet. So we got that dialed in. Good. Okay. And we're going to put our route. Now, this box here with suggested routes doesn't actually have this route that we selected from real world routes. So that's where, I mean, you could go with this one here, and it should be okay. But we're gonna go with a little bit different route here. So our transition here is Candor. So we'll just type that in. Let me see. I'll throw the iPad here on the side so you can see. Then it's J60. Tanner. Rev. J64. EWC. and then it's Ape and Danny 3. Gonna analyze. So this is our route. Now, as you can see here, it matches our route in ForeFlight, so we have that correct. So that's looking good. Okay. So next thing we need to do here is we need to figure out our alternate. Okay. Now, automatically, SimBrief gave us Detroit as our ultimate. Okay, alternate. Sorry. And if you look at this map here, so here's Dayton, Ohio, and here's Detroit. Why would we go to Detroit for our alternate? That does make sense. Maybe it does. I don't know. It to me seems that there's probably something closer to Dayton than to go to Detroit, but we'll take a look. So in ForeFlight, now what I'll do is get the ForeFlight full screen for you. We'll go to flights, and then we'll click on alternate, and it's gonna calculate our alternates for this particular flight. Now, this happens to be pretty accurate here in ForeFlight. So Detroit is one of the alternates that's suggested. Then you also have Cincinnati, 10 minutes away. You have Bluegrass, and you have Fort Wayne. So there are a couple of options. So what I like to do now, as we're looking at our alternates, okay, we need compliance with runways, so we have to make sure the runways are long enough. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to select Cincinnati, so CVG. So that's going to be our alternate here. It's a little bit closer in case we do need to divert. Oops. Okay, we go back here. Let me load up the plates here. All right, good. So we got our alternate. We'll input that into ForeFlight. So KCVG is going to recalculate. And now, as you can tell, this is something a little bit more appropriate. I mean, you could have taken Detroit here, but we're taking CVG here. Okay, now one thing you have to be cognizant about is your fuel calculation, your fuel planning. So SimBrief has this fuel planning option here. We expand it, open it here. What I've noticed for the majority of the flights, it really doesn't matter the aircraft, you do need to put some extra fuel. Now, if you have an alternate that's really far away, maybe the Detroit one would have made it okay for us, then it's okay. You don't have to add extra fuel, but for this one, it's only 10 minutes away. We are going to add some extra fuel just to be on the safe side. SimBrief usually kind of undercalculates the fuel a little bit. Again, unless the alternate is very far away, which you really don't want to do. That's not the correct way of doing it, unless for a particular reason, like if the weather's bad in the whole area, yeah, then you may have to have your alternate be farther away. Okay, so what we do here, we go to this box here, extra, and we put extra 30 minutes. Okay, so that is good to go here. I think we got everything filled in, so we're going to save this flight, and then we're going to generate our operational flight plan. All right, sweet. So a couple of things we'll need to do here. Let's see. Oh, I didn't even check the runways here. Let me go back here. So it selected 4 left for us on departure. That's correct. and then 6 left. Here, that's correct as well. So actually, it was all good. So the runways were good. This is not as important here in SimBrief, but I like to put that in if I'm able. All right, so now we'll go to our briefing and we'll take a look. So our block fuel is going to be 17.5. So let me do something here right quick. Just update the stream there. Our stream box on top right will reflect the block fuel here. And so we have contingency, 30-minute fuel, alternate fuel, and our trip fuel here. So minimum we need is 14,563. We're taking some extra. So again, block fuel 17.5. Okay. So all of it is good here. So what we can do now is we'll go ahead and pre-file on VATSIM. So now that's the way to do things since they removed the file flight plan function. Oh, and I have to log in. Okay. All right, 1 second. Let me look up my info here. Which I really should know by memory. All right, so let's sign in. Oh, that was not correct. Okay. All right, so here's our flight plan. Everything's looking good. And we will file flight plan as filed, so we're good to go with that. All right, so we'll close this here. So we're back at the airport. And our next step is, now that we have a flight plan and SimBrief profile, we'll load it into On Air. So we'll import SimBrief here. Look at the fuel, how it's going to change. Okay. It changed to 37%. That's perfect. Let's see. We'll take this one, and we need to validate. So we're validated. We'll hit fly now. And what we need to do also here, in our vPilot, we'll hit connect, put our call sign and type code for the aircraft. We'll hit connect, and since there's no ATC, we get our auto assigned squawk code. Okay, so we don't need that anymore. And as you can see here on this screen, so we're all green check marks except for payload. By the way, the fuel, checking green, but we'll obviously add fuel to be at 17,462. All right, so what we can do now is we can go inside the aircraft, and we will check to make sure. Okay, everything's off. sure that we can receive power. Go to our overhead, we'll turn on our batteries. We have external power available, so we'll take it. And now we're going to continue on with our regular flight setup. Alright, so we'll set up our overhead. Okay, that looks good. Let's go to the flight pad. So we'll import the SimBrief data, that SimBrief flight that we created from JFK to Dayton, Ohio. Cincinnati is our alternate. Now, SimBrief gave us cost index of 12. We will probably change that to make things a little bit faster in flight. Okay. And now we can go to services, get our jet bridge, baggage and catering. It's a beautiful sunrise here in New York City. There should be a great departure. All right, so perfect. We get our fuel. So 17.5, that's correct. I think that's what we put in there. Let's take a look. Yep, that is correct. So we can go ahead and request our fuel. And then here's our payload. Again, 90 passengers. Here's our cargo that matches. And we'll start boarding. Okay, now we go to the box here, MCDU. We go to ETSU, AOC. First thing we're going to do is we're going to initialize. So here's our initial data request. Call sign, departure, destination, correct. You can see fuel on board is increasing as we're fueling. Okay, we'll go to init. We'll request our flight here. No company route. It's JFK-KDAY, Dayton. We got CVG as our alternate. Here's our call sign. Cost index, we'll put it to 75. And then we'll request our winds and temperatures. Okay. Yep, that matches pretty much what we expected. All right, so that is great. Now we go back to ETSU, AOC, and we'll get our weather here already filled in according to our flight plan. So we'll send that to the printer here and it'll print. Oh, sorry. We send it to get it first. Should come in pretty quickly. Yep, it's there because we're on the ground, and then we hit print. So yep, perfect. So here's our METAR data. 3011 is our altimeter. 3011 3011. All right, that looks good. So now we go to our flight plan, and we'll put in our departure. Again, runway 4 left. It's D's 5 departure, so we put that in, and candor transition. We'll insert that. And coming into Dayton, 6 left, Danny 3. We're not going to do any VIAs right now. And Ape is our transition there on that arrival, and we'll insert that. And as we were looking at our flight plan earlier, for our departure, D's is our first fix, so that checks out. We can clear this discontinuity. We'll scroll down. And then we'll clear this discontinuity here coming in. All right, so that looks good. Okay, so now our next step would go to our plates. First, we're going to get our CTAF frequency again, since there's no controller, so we kind of have to figure it out on our own. So I think it's 119.1. So what we can do in vPilot here, we can type in .ctaf-KJFK. Just for demonstration purposes, I'll show what that does there. It tells you the CTAF frequency for KJFK is 119.1. So essentially, it's the first tower on the chart here, 119.1, even though that's not technically correct because we're departing 4 left. It should be 123.9, but that's how VATSIM does it now with CTAF. So 119.1. is what we have, so we'll put that in there. Okay, good. Now we go to our departure. We need to get our top altitude here on D's 5. It's 5,000. So we got 5,000 dialed in. And here's our narrative here for the departure route description. So climb on heading 044, then climbing right turn to heading 099er, or as assigned by ATC, and then expect vectors to D's. So first, climb on heading 044, that's runway heading to 520 feet, and then right turn heading 099er, or as assigned by ATC. So what we'll do is we'll put in our
boarding completed.
Thank you. We'll put in our heading 044. Okay, we got that right there. So we got our fuel. So we can go, let's do our fire tests. Okay, we'll turn on the fuel pumps. Seatbelt signs. We'll start APU as well.
Flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give them their full, undivided attention as they review the safety operations of this Airbus aircraft. We do appreciate your business having you aboard this flight. If there's anything we do to make your flight any more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask. Welcome aboard.
All right, sweet. So I don't know what this guy's doing here with the bags. Oh, we're still loading bags. Oh, we should have been done. Yeah, that's interesting. All right, here we go. Now we're finishing loading here. That's fine. So that should be good there. Let's figure out our taxi is going to be, we're going to push tail right. Oh, and by the way, we need 1, 2, 2, 8. We'll monitor that.
American 44-2, taking off on a different.
And we need our squad code. What was it? It was 7115. 7115. Put that to auto. Alright, APU is available. So we'll go here, engage our APU bleed. And we can disconnect external power. Alright, everything's looking good here. Let's go to our flight pad. We'll get some charts here. So our SID is D5. Actually, no, let's go to taxi first, airport taxi. SID is D5, and in Dayton, Ohio, our star is Danny 3, and our taxi, nope, our approach is, what did we say, is 6 left, ILS 6 left, and then our airport info and parking. So here's all our charts that we need here, and we'll load our first one here. Okay, that looks good. Let's go back to services here. Okay, so we need to go to the box and we need to calculate our performance, right? So for that, I use a special app. Let's see, where is it? All right, here it is. It's a SimSmart A320 Neo performance calculator. So we put KJFK as our airport here.
American 44 to frequency.
All right, our runway is 4 left. Get the METAR data. Let's look at our weather here. Yep, runway condition is dry. Anti-ice is going to be off. Our takeoff weight oh, yep, so let's put this in first. So 17.5 is our block fuel right here. And then let's confirm 1146, 31.6. Okay, 1146, 31.8, so that's good enough. So we can put that in. So our takeoff weight is going to be 131.7. 131.7. 131,700. Our takeoff CG is going to be standard, 27%. Takeoff thrust is going to be flex. Config is going to be flaps 1, and air conditioning is going to be off. So we're going to calculate our speeds here. So our D rating is 68 degrees. So we put that into flex to temperature. And our speeds are 126, 130, 131. 126, 130, 131. Okay, it's flaps 1. So that's what we're gonna have here. So we are good to go with that. Perfect. So now what we can do is we can go ahead and turn on our beacon.
Flight attendants, arm doors, and cross-check.
We're going to release the parking brake and we'll start our push. Okay, tail right. And we are clear to start engines. So we'll start in sequence, number 2. Okay, why did we stop? And looks like we got our clearance. Yeah, New York approach is on 128.12. So let us take a look at that. Candor, okay, route is fine, squawk 7115, runway heading to 1.5 DME, turn heading 100, alright, perfect. Okay, our engine 2 is fine. We'll start engine 1. So 128.125. 128.125. We're probably going to be holding short.
Yeah, to 1074, what was your requested final altitude again, please? $310, Roger, thank you. And Walker 4187 at Kennedy, the wind is 01014, got 24. Runway 4 left, clear to land.
4 left, clear to land, Walker 4187.
Alright, we'll set our parking brake. Alright, engine 1 is good. We'll let the tug go. Alright, that's looking good. Turn on taxi lights. We can turn off APU bleed and APU. Let's lower the temperature a little bit. We'll turn on our weather radar. Okay, that looks good. Alright, so make sure we get our clearance. So squawk 7115. Yep, that stayed the same. Runway heading to 1.5 DME. Turn heading 100. Okay, so we're gonna turn heading 100. So we got that dialed in. Expect 380 at 10 minutes after. Advisory ATIS 128 125. Okay, so JFK ATIS is information Delta. So we'll dial that in. Let's go flaps 1. Looks good. Do our flight controls check. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral. Let's go dial in our trim here. Should be 27. So that looks good right there. And we'll request taxi. New York departure, good morning Airbus Pilot Club 6. Alpha Terminal request taxi, information Delta.
Pilot Club 6, New York departure, hello. Runway 4 left, taxi bar right on Alpha, Kilo, crossing way 31 left at Kilo.
Runway 4 left, right on Alpha, Kilo, cross 31 left on Kilo, Pilot Club 6.
And Walker 4187, welcome. You parking at Modern today or somewhere else?
Down to the GA terminal, there by Quebec 4.
Perfect. Yeah, that is Modern Aviation's the name of it. Walker 4187, taxi to parking left on Alpha to Quebec, all the way to parking my frequency. Have a great day.
Last on Alpha to Quebec 4 to Modern. Walker 4187, thanks.
Alright, what's going on here with parking brake released? I'm unable to move for some reason. Let's see. There's no parking brake. It looks good. Why can't we move? All right, that's interesting. There we go. I'm not sure what the deal was there. All right, so we need to go to Alpha and then Kilo. So we're turning right on Alpha. Kilo, crossing 3-1 left on Kilo. Alright, we'll set auto brake to max. Check our takeoff config. And arm the spoilers.
Unit 1074, near departure, runway 4 left, taxi via Alpha to double Alpha.
Alpha Kilo. So this is where we're going to cross. 3-1 left. Still checking. Looks
Approaching
clear.
runway 31 left. Entered runway 31 left. 11,600 feet remaining.
All right, so here we go now on Kilo. So our TCAS is to TARA. We're gonna go to our departure chart.
United 1074, Newark, wind 34015, gust 23, runway 4 left, clear for takeoff. And pilot club 6 at Kennedy, the wind 01014, gust 24, runway 4 left at Kennedy, clear for takeoff.
Runway 4 left, clear for takeoff, Pilot Club 6. Alright, so we're clear. Takeoff. We're going to take full runway here.
Approaching runway 04 left. Entered runway 04 left. 12,000 feet remaining.
All right, we see 4 left. It's looking good. I think everything's set here. Get rid of the camera.
Approach, hello, good day, American 312 Heavy with you, just push back from stand 34, good sector Delta. American 312 Heavy, new departure, hello, runway 4, left taxi via, let's go with Bravo to Kilo, cross
Alright, man, flex, SRS, runway, north thrust blue, 68,
Bravo, Kilo, crossing
100.
at Kilo, American 312 Heavy. United 1074, radar contact, climb and maintain
V1
5,000, stay
and
altitude
rotate.
2,000.
Climb and maintain 5,000, you're now passing 2,100, United 1074.
United 1074.
Positive rate, gear up.
United 1074, flight heading 040.
Fly heading 040, United 1074.
Pilot Club 6, radar contact, turn right heading 100, climb and maintain 17,000, stay altitude leaving.
Right, heading 100 and 17,000, and we're leaving 2,000 now, Pilot Club 6.
United 1074, turn right heading 100, climb and maintain 10,000.
Right turn heading 100, climb maintain 10,000, United 1074.
Alright, flap 0. Oh, this is beautiful, guys. Look at that.
United 1074, flight heading 080, climb maintain 12,000.
Heading 080, climb and maintain 2,000 for United 1074.
Pilot Club 6, turn left heading 030.
Left 030, Pilot Club 6. Fantastic. Great departure. And he should give us direct D's pretty shortly.
Data 1074, clear direct Grecki now, climb and maintain 17,000.
Clear direct to Grecki and climb and maintain 17,000, United 1074.
Alright, we got 10,000 feet. We can turn off our landing lights. And it seems pretty smooth also, so we'll turn off the seatbelt signs.
Altitude, climb maintain 12,000, higher shortly.
12,000, Pilot Club 6.
And Pilot Club 6, turn left heading 350.
Left 350, Pilot Club 6. Yeah, so left 350, 12,000.
United 1074, I'll be climbing out of my airspace. Next controller is offline. No factor traffic between you and Grecky. Radar service is terminated. Have a nice day.
Thanks very much for the AC over to Unicorn 12.8 for United 1074, yeah.
Club 6, clear direct D's, climb maintain 14,000.
Direct D's and 14,000, Pilot Club 6. Alright, 14. And direct D's. Alright, we're gonna go selected climb. Looking good.
Club 6, climb maintain 16,000.
16,000, Pilot Club 6. Yep, got some traffic there, so let's see, here's the traffic. United 1074.
Hey, Pilot Club 6, at last climb maintain flight level 190.
190, Pilot Club 6.
With that, Pilot Club 6, further climb will be out of my airspace, and now there's no traffic between you and D's. Radar service is terminated, frequency change approved, and have a great day.
Over to Unicom, and thanks for your help this morning. See you. Alright, so
American 312 heavy, the Kennedy wind at 360 at, correction, 010 rather, at 14 gust 24, runway 4 left, clear for takeoff. 4 left, clear for takeoff.
I'm gonna go 38,000, and we can go to Unicom, and everything's looking great here.
Climbing through transition altitude.
Alright, standard on altimeters. There's our left turn to get on our route. Yep, there's JFK in the distance. Alright, let's check our tracker. Actually, we don't need this. Let me introduce you to our flight crew today. Again, I'm Serge. I'm the pilot in command, captain of the flight. Elizabeth is our first officer, and we have Anna and Sophia as our cabin crew. We've got everything dialed in here. Flight level 380, our final cruise altitude here. We're in nav mode, and we're following our flight plan. Everything's looking great. All right, I'm gonna go chat with the cabin crew, and I'll be right back.
just reached your cruising altitude for the flight. As you begin to settle in, I do want to remind you to please keep your lead elbows clear from the aisle as the flight attendants will be coming through the cabin with galley cards shortly. Also, one more reminder to please refrain from congregating near the front galley where the flight deck door is located. Thank you.
we're back on flight deck. We've reached our cruise altitude and we're cruising along just fine. It's a great flight so far. We got about an hour remaining in this flight. So we'll go ahead and get rid of JFK stuff. Alright, so on our arrival here, let's go to the box. We're picking it up from Ape. There's Ape. For vertical navigation planning at Danny, we should be 11,250. So we'll put that in 250, 11,000. Oh, wrong one. Alright, Danny 250, 11,000. That looks good. Yep, we're still good for 6 left. Let's look at our airport here. Here's 6 left. So what we'll need to do after Danny, we'll just go more west and then vector ourselves in for a left downwind for 6 left. Let's see, tower is 119.9. Got that dialed in. Good. Check the weather in Dayton, Ohio. Winds 90 at 7. Visibility's 10. Should be a great landing there. So we can do a landing calculation here. see. Runway elevation 46 left. 998. Runway heading is 061. Check 6. Runway conditions we're going to put as good. Runway slope is minus 0.02. Runway LDA is 10901. And we need our landing weight. $120.3. Okay, let's go to our performance. A little early to put in, but we'll start tracking it here. 90 at 7. Temperature is -3. QNH 3023. By the way, we need approach for ILS 6 left. Our minimums are 1198. Alright, we do have some extra fuel there. Actually, what we needed here is our approach speed of 126. And we can calculate, so we're okay with low brakes. Looks good. Let's see, now we need our bottom altitude on the arrival. So it's 11,000 on the arrival, and then on the approach is 3,000. Again, we checked Danny at 250, speed 11,000. That's good. Bronny. Seems like there's reverse course here. But we're just gonna fly left, downwind left traffic pattern. All right, everything's looking great. This is the terminal here. It's got a lot of access here. Actually, the terminal is here on the right. That's the terminal right there. Okay. Good. Got about 46 minutes of flight remaining. Man, this looks fantastic, doesn't it? Looks real nice. Let's jump back in. Alright, looks like we got new weather information here. So it's probably gonna stay this way. 3027 is the altimeter. Temperature is still -3 and winds are 100 at 5. Go back to our landing calculator. Didn't change here yet. Nothing's gonna change here. We're still good with low brakes. We will most likely exit on M Or we can exit on Zulu. Let me see. Nope, exit on M. Straight into the terminal. Good. Alright, so here's our chart. By the way, let us build our missed approach here. Missed approach, climb to 2000, then climbing left, turn to 3000 direct. DQN VOR. So put DQN. Here's DQN VOR. So we'll add a hold there. $3,000. Set up as published. Yep, that looks good. So that's our missed approach right there. It's looking good. Here's the QN here, 1145. 1145. We'll put that in our VOR2. Nice and smooth flight so far. Okay. All right, let's look at our top of descent. Probably in 20 minutes. That looks about right. There's our top of descent in about 120 miles. Looking good. Let's look at some views. The top tail view. Let's go to the wings. Man, look at that wing flex. It's beautiful. Alright, we're approaching, what is this here? Elwood City. Suppose it's right here. You know, I really wished the default position was more like this, a little bit higher. Yeah, it really should be like this. By the way, while we have some time here, I wanted to mention some exciting news with the Pilot Club. The Pilot Club has been confirmed as an exhibitor at Flight Sim Expo 2024, along with 60 plus other companies and organizations. We're very excited to be in attendance this year. It's going to be in Las Vegas, June 21st through 23rd. And we are going to be located in the Flight Sim Communities area near VATSIM, Southwest Virtual, Vettastic, and MidCon. So we hope to see you guys there. As you guys know, Flight Sim Expo is North America's community-driven flight simulation conference. It started in 2018. And it's been going great. The great guys over there at Flight Sim Association are behind putting this event together, and it's really an amazing event. So I hope to see you guys there, and we will certainly have some videos and streams from there as well. Alright, so we're making this here left turn. About 80 miles until top of descent. I think this is Columbia River. Ohio River. Yep. That's Ohio River below us. Yep, real nice flying weather on this flight. And also, by the way, if you guys aren't familiar with TPC Charters Virtual Airline, you can check out the page at thepilotclub.org/TPC-Charters. And Charters gives you a purpose for your flights. It's a virtual airline which utilizes on-air platform. Really great management team there handling pilot engagement and with many events. As you can see here, we got the Mediterranean Mambo event happening here. I've been flying this event before my vacation in the Kodiak, so that's been a great event. and go back here. The one before that was the ski trip. Coast to Coast is ongoing event. This Ray Parr Memorial event took place earlier. This is in PNG. Let's see what else they had. The Summer Heat last year. So these are quarterly events. I think. Yep, spring break. Spring of last year. South American summer, summer of last year. Alaska Gold Rush was, I think, the first event. That was in 2022. Yep. That was the very first charters event. It was great. Alright, how are we doing here? We can probably start our descent now, so we'll go ahead and do that.
From the flight deck, ladies and gentlemen, as you may have noticed, we have begun our initial descent down to our destination. Now would be a good time to wrap up any business you need to take care of as we prepare for our approach. If you are up, once you return to your seat, we ask that you remain seated until the aircraft arrives safely at the gate. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
Started our initial descent. So let's see here. So the wind's going to be 4 knots headwind and 4 knots crosswind from the southeast, from the right. Shouldn't be any issues there. We got our DQN DOR tuned in here in case of missed approach. And once we get within about 10 miles, we'll start making our calls. on CTAF. We do have an aircraft here. At 37, so he's above us. No factor. Yep, there he is actually, right here. Now let's go ahead and set low auto brakes. Yep. Yep, there he is. Alright, let's go ahead and get our METARs printed here. And we're going to be passing Columbus pretty soon on the left. Hopefully we'll get a nice view of Columbus. Alright, here's our METAR here. We'll print it. $100 at 5. Yep, looks good. Altimeter 3027. This one says 3021. Oh, sorry. 3027, that's correct. Okay, we're good. I'm not showing this aircraft on the radar. You can see it on ForeFlight for sure. But it doesn't want to show here for some reason. Within 10 miles. Maybe it, yeah, it's probably too low to be a factor at all. Yeah, it's at 4,500. Nope, don't see it at all. Yep, so that's Dayton, Ohio right there. I'm sorry, Columbus, Ohio. And we're back on vertical profile now. Looks good. Let's go ahead and turn on our seatbelt signs. Yeah, looks like it's Columbus over there. Yep. So this is some kind of anomaly here. Not sure what that is. All right, so 3027. Okay, that's set. It almost looks like it was a cloud. In the satellite imagery. I don't know, very weird, bizarre thing right here. Alright, so we're going to Danny. At Danny we should be at 11. and what we're going to do is just continue on our present heading at that time. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Some weirdness over there. Alright, we will go ahead and turn on our landing lights. And we're going to slow down to 250. And 11,000. And we'll go ahead and go to heading mode. We're at 250. Go 245. Yep, that's looking good. It's kind of funky looking here a little bit. Let me check something right quick. Go to options, data. Nah, everything's looking good. Just kind of looked funky a little bit. Okay, so that's looking good. So we can go left 240. Engage the landing system. Alright, we're close enough now to make the call. Dayton traffic, Airbus Pilot Club 6, 10 miles to the northeast, descending 9,000 for 3,000, inbound ILS 6 left, and we're going to be on left downwind for 6 left. Dayton. Richard, welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by, sir. Just coming in here for a landing shortly at Dayton, Ohio, flying from JFK. Alright, this is a good time to check our approach course, 61. And our frequency for the localizer is 1089. That's correct. And there's the airport right there. Beautiful flight. Loving it. Alright, a little bit of speed brakes here.
Class Charlie below.
Alright, we'll go ahead and start turning left base. Go flaps 1. Let's go 210.
Class Charlie in 2.4 miles.
And we'll go direct running. Alright, looking good. So we can engage the localizer. Let's go 200 on the speed. Spoilers. Let's go 190 on the speed. Alright, log star, glide slope star. We'll go 180 on the speed. Dayton traffic, Airbus Pipe Club 6. Turning 6 mile final for runway 6 left, Dayton. We need some help here. Go gear down.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
Alright, we're gonna go flaps 2.
2 mile final runway 06 left.
Oof, 2 mile final.
1,000.
Alright, we'll go flaps 3 and flaps full. Arm spoilers and the cabin. Alright, here we go.
500. 500. 400. 400. 100 above. 200. Minimum.
Landing.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 10, 5.
Landing time locked.
Decel. Manual braking. And let's see, can we exit here? Nope, we'll exit on the next one. That wasn't too bad. Dayton traffic, Airbus Pilot Club 6, clear of 6 left, taxiing to the terminal via Mike. Last call, Dayton. Alright. So we'll go here, turn off our landing lights, and start APU. turn off our weather radar. Looks like we need to go to the right. Turn off taxi lights. Let me look. All right. Gas to standby. That looks all right. All right, let's see. We don't have external power, so we'll go to APU bleed. And we'll turn off engine 1 and 2.
Engine off, time lock.
Seat belts off.
It has been monitored by on-air.
Beacon is off. Alright, we'll go here. We need our baggage and catering. Here they are. Oh yeah, okay, the tug is in the way. Take some screenshots here. Okay, anyways, we can go to payload and begin deboarding. We'll do a fast one here. All right, it's looking good. So now let's take a look at our landing rate. Bam, very smooth, 171. Yeah, that felt good. Let's see here what we got. I got a little bit taken off for starting the engine without starting tracking. Soft landing, that's great. We obtained comfort bonus, safety bonus, no. Aircraft handling bonus, yes. Yeah, very good. Alright, so that's looking great. So we'll close that. I'll get rid of the iPad. Let's clean up here. Oof. Yeah, it's a bit messy. let's see what we need to do here. Turn off fuel pumps. Yeah, everything else is looking good here, so we're okay. Where is let's see. Position monitor, IRS monitor. I just wanted to get our flight report. I know it's somewhere. Is it here? AIDS. Atsu. Nope. Let's see, avionics status. Okay, system report. Interesting. Anyways, I couldn't find the report there, but so we're good to go. That's our flight, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. We did a little bit of flight planning, workflow kind of thing there, so hope you found it useful, and we'll see you guys a little bit later. I'm not sure if I'm gonna fly Sunday Funday. I do have to do the briefing for it, so I'm gonna definitely do the briefing. Not sure if I'm gonna be able to fly though, but we'll see you on the stream next time, and thank you for watching.